Let me show you how to create spiders with CrawlyUI. So let's hit create spider. Here you have the first step is defining name and fields you want to extract. Let's extract data from Erlang Solutions blog. So let's call it ESL blog posts. Let's extract titles, URLs, and texts. Now we need to specify starting point and crawling rules. So a starting point for our case will be the main link of the blog. And regarding the passes, it's a way for us to identify which links we are interested in when the crawler is going to crawl the data. And here you can see that all the blog posts do have this blog slug inside. So we are going to use it and we are going to specify this here. Basically, it would mean that the spider will only navigate pages which do have this slug inside. Let's save it and let's go to item extractors. That's the last step. It would tell how actually we want to extract data from pages which spider will discover on the previous step. So let's enter one example blog post URL here and let's hit add. Now in this dialog you see a loaded page on the right side and list of fields on the left side. It's expected that we will enter Floki extractors here to extract the data. So how do we do that? I'm using the browser inspect panel to understand how the data can be extracted. So regarding the titles, it's visible the title is h1 element, which is just belongs to article element. So let's start typing article and then h1. So here you can see that you see a preview, a hint, which shows that indeed we are going to extract this data once we will enter this selector. So you can already have some sort of feedback. In the URL field, we will enter a response URL, which is a magical word, but it allows you to get the page you are currently seeing. And finally, the text. The text is everything under this article tag. So let's just enter article. And you can already see that you will get like this inside. But as soon as we cannot display all the text in this label field, it's hard to understand if we are getting all we want. And that's why we have this preview facility, which allows you to understand what will be extracted for each of the fields. So this explanation looks quite correct to me. So what I will do, I will just hit update or save, and finally I will save the spider. Once the spider is saved, you are redirected to the spider dialog, which contains all the spiders available on and defined by Crawly on one of our worker nodes, but also generic spiders which are defined in a generic way without Crawly itself. So at this point we can schedule this spider and we can see it in action. So here you can see that, okay, we have already scheduled it, and let's just wait a bit to get some data to see how data looks like. Okay, you can see that the process have already started. We extracted one page, which is not a big deal. However, it's just a starting point. And okay, now you can see we are getting more and more. Our panel is being dynamically updated, and the refresh happens every 30 seconds. So it takes a bit of time to get the real data here, but at the end you will get it. So that's all, folks. Hopefully you liked this explanation.